Hello. All right. Dieting, right? Controversial. I don't really like the word diet. It's a bit too restrictive, I guess. Because when people say they go on a diet, they often talk about. Sorry, please cover your ears. There. They often talk about um, it's it's a temporary thing. I'm going on a diet. I have too much flabby bits, and I need to lose weight and stuff like that, and it's just a temporary thing. I think that's stupid because basically, um, you're putting your car in gear, driving, and then when you're satisfied with the speed, you just like put it out of gear again and go freely. Of course, you're gonna stop. You're gonna maybe roll back if you're on a hill or something like that. Why not just keep it in gear all the time? I'm impressed that I came up with that example right now because that was just off the top of my head. I wasn't expecting that. I'm pretty satisfied with the result. I I am forever on a diet. It's just a lifestyle thing, you know. I I've actually changed my diet a lot, and that's the point I want to get to. My diet right now is uh, what is it? 1,500 calorie deficit, and I have two cheat days. I see how many calories I burn from my Garmin watch. Uh, Not sponsored. I still don't know if I have to say that or not. It's within 10% error range. I think that's what they say, anyways. And well, I mean, it obviously works for me, so uh, that's good enough, I'd say. And I have two cheat days. Jokingly, I like to say that I have zero cheat days. I just cut 5 days a week and I bulk too. Um, which has actually made it a lot more fun to have the cheat days. It feels like less of a cheat day when you call it a bulk day. If you don't know about it, cutting and bulking is two concept within the bodybuilding community. I gotta turn off my notifications. Forgot about that. Within the well, I guess not just bodybuilding, but the gym community. You're bulking. You eat like a bunch of extra calories, so that you gain mass, which does have you gaining fat as well. And then you go on a cut. You keep your muscle and you lose the fat so that you cut down to the muscles so you can show them properly. Um, so that's the if you didn't know. Um, I've changed my diet a lot. My diet before was 1,000 calorie deficit and one cheat day a week. Uh, I and I thought that was boring, so I changed it. My point with this is that a diet shouldn't be a crutch. Like whenever I feel limited by my diet, it's nice to know that I have a cheat day because I have two, so it's a lot more fun to play around with two than just one. Almost feels like a game in that way. I'm gonna save this special ability for later because well, it's not necessary right now. I can avoid eating extra today, and this is gonna happen later this week, and I can have a cheat day then. Um, Still, there's some things I don't eat. Like I don't eat like intoxicating amounts of sugar. I don't eat candy and chips and whatever. Um, I don't drink alcohol, though nothing regarding the alcohol, but uh, I do sometimes, because I don't want to feel limited by my diet. It's supposed to be a complementary thing. Like, one time a month or something like that, I maybe buy some licorice, because that's not really a taste you can get outside. Usually a taste you can get outside of sweets, and I really like licorice, and it works more like a treat. Same with like the cheat days in a way. They're there for a reason, and it's to make the entire thing more fun. And so I've been changing my diet because, well, I've been changing my lifestyle. I've been changing, and it's dumb to stick with a plan you made when you were a different person, when you could just change it to fit the person you are today. Of course, I think you should stick with like long-term plans, obviously, but it's not like I'm changing it from a cut to a bulk. I'm just changing the cut around a bit. Yeah. I mean, I still make progress every day. My body is changing. I've lost a lot of fat. I'm still building muscle, because if you didn't know, you can build muscle in a calorie deficit. Obviously. Do you think fucking cavemen back in the ye olden days were in a were bulking when they were building muscle? No, no, they barely had enough food to live. You can still build muscle like that, as long as you're training enough, and you're eating enough protein, and getting enough sleep, and that stuff. Uh, then you'll be able to build muscle no matter how many calories you eat. So I've been building muscle, I've been losing fat, I've been getting fit, and it feels amazing. um, so I don't think I'm going to be changing this diet that much, because I want to live my life, my entire life in the future, with like a six pack. That sounds awesome. I'm probably going to be changing it in the future in some ways, maybe less of a calorie deficit, because I've cut down so much or something like that. But my point still here is that I make progress every day, even though I have these bulk days, and I've changed my diet, and I enjoy it. That's the most important part. Okay, well, I don't know about that. They're equally important, to enjoy the process and actually make progress. It's like this work. I like talking about my diet. I like talking about how I handle calories. My diet is literally just eat protein, but don't eat too much of it. That's like my diet, basically. I don't really I don't really pay any attention to anything else. There are things I don't eat, of course. I don't drink alcohol. I don't eat like concentrated sugars. They're just terrible for you. But I also make sure to enjoy it. I can eat some unhealthy fats every now and then, because I don't pay attention to which fats are unhealthy, to be fair, but good food is good food. As long as I stick to my diet and I still eat healthy most of the time, I feel great. So if you weren't on a diet because you were doubting that the diets are really the right thing, because they often seem like they're a big thing to get into, and sure, maybe they might feel like that in the beginning. Counting calories, when I'm counting calories, sure, I don't have to worry about how many calories I burn, because I can see that here. Ish. But counting calories that I eat, it's just something I do every day now. Sure, it's harder when it's like a meal you didn't make, or it's a, well, who knows how many calories that shit is. Uh, I cross reference with information I have in my day to day life. Like I know a protein bar is like 200-ish calories. Um, Meat is often very high amounts of calories. Often like pork, for example, that's high calories because it's got a lot of fat. Chicken is low calories because it basically has no fat. It's a very lean meat. And you look at the plate in front of you, you're like, okay, so it's chicken, that's less calories. It's rice, that's less calories. But there's a sauce here, and that's like a lot more calories because it's often very fatty. Stuff like that. And you can try to build like an idea in your head of how many calories is in the food. And then I often overestimate on purpose, or what I think an overestimation is, because I'm on a cut, so it doesn't hurt. And it works. Yeah. I mean, yeah, like I said, for me, in the beginning, of course, it was a little bit difficult. I used MyFitnessPal to help with finding out how many calories certain things were because they have like a thing there for that. I didn't pay for it. It's like you can have like a month free or whatever it is, and I just used it for like half a month, and I was like, okay, I'm getting the hang of this now. I can quit the subscription or whatever. Um, and now I have usually a fairly good idea of how many calories something is. It builds upon experience. Right? Yeah. Okay. So take care of yourself and get on a diet. Like a fun one, obviously. You don't have to start big with like 2,000 calorie deficit. Just eat slightly less. Or just eat normally, like the way you already do, and count the calories of what you're eating. See if you can get into that habit first, and then just build upon that. Get a small goal, like a 500 calorie goal in the beginning. I think you make a lot of progress. So, yeah, do that. I need to go pick up my ashwagandha. Alright, take care.